All right, happy Freedom Day. And of course, on this day, we hear from across the political spectrum an assessment of the gains that we have achieved since 1994, when South Africans of all walks of life, of all colours, were able to vote. Let's cross back to Klerksdorp in the northwest. That's where the president was addressing supporters earlier. And there we find our reporter, Sentleng Lehihi. Sentleng, what's happening now? All right, President Cyril Ramaphosa addressing many of South Africa's challenges, as he called them earlier, talking about gender-based violence, talking about the power crisis, saying full equality has not been achieved. I see Sentleng talking. Let's see if we can connect once more. Sentleng, we were in Klerksdorp earlier. What's happening now?
Indeed, we were in Manzo Park a bit earlier as the president gave his keynote address when we're celebrating this Freedom Day today. So the president's visit has now come down to the Joburton Healthcare Center, which will be officially opened by him. So I'm just going to quickly step out of frame to allow my colleague Cyril Ramaphosa to actually show you some visuals of. I'm just going to request my colleague Cyril Ramaphosa just to do a maneuver as we make our way to where the president is. So he's actually doing this as part of his visit to this area to address the service delivery shortcomings that are here and the healthcare needs that are meeting this community. Now, I'm just being requested to just stay positioned here as he's finishing his deliberations, and we'll probably have an opportunity to just have a picture moment with him and engage with him about why opening this Joburton Healthcare Center, the importance of this initiative, and, you know, what is he saying about the concerns that have been raised by this community. As you know, this community has been plagued by many challenges, not only service delivery challenges, but this once bastion of mining, gold mining in the northwest, has now become a major hub for illegality. Zamas have taken absolute control of the mines in this area, and it has made it quite difficult for the economy to keep growing significantly. We've also been walking around, taking a drive around this area, not only in Joburton, but we went to the lengths of Kanana, where you have seen the service delivery shortcomings there, where we have seen sewage flowing in the streets, and communities saying that this has been going on for too long. And 29 years into democracy, this is absolutely unacceptable. Now, we've seen the president come here in Joburton. We are seeing him having engagements with the leadership of this area. We saw the mayor of the district municipality, Nikiwe Nam, also embracing this area. We've seen quite a number of delegates also making their way here. So let's just try to see if we'll have a picture with Cyril Ramaphosa, the president, and see if we can also steal a moment just to speak to him about, the promises that he's made to this province. In his address, he said that the service delivery shortcomings in the province are evident, undeniable, and need to be taken care of. And he pointed quite strongly to the need to eradicate corruption as a social ill that disables government to fulfill its needs. We have also seen him speak quite significantly about the need to make sure that all those that feel disenfranchised or rather sidelined become a proper part of these communities. So we're seeing him over there. We're just being directed not to come any closer to him. So we're just going to move shortly and just allow our colleagues to just have a picture of him. So as you can see him, he's waving at. So it's a bit of a dicey situation here. It's a bit tight, but we're just going to maneuver and try and make it as smoothly as possible, trying to give you rolling pictures of the president to ensure that you see the official opening of this healthcare center. Quite a number of delegates there who are walking with the president. We are seeing there our Premier Bushimape also there, taking an opportunity to engage with him. There's that moment where he's just being directed by his security to the performance that is actually being done in the sidelines by health officials who are singing that popular song, Tumamina. Thuma Mina, a song that is associated with the presidency of Cyril Ramaphosa, as a man who said, send me, let me address the challenges that are facing South Africa. It's a bit of a maneuver. It's tight, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. They are the performers from the healthcare center. There we have it. It's a bit clumsy, but this is live television, everybody. This is what you call live television. Always trying to maneuver, always trying to make it happen. But we're glad to see the president has been well escorted, having nice deliberations with the premier, hearing from the premier about how progress is going in these areas to ensure that the complaints that residents have been raising are properly addressed, to ensure that the complaints of gangsterism, insecurity are properly addressed, to ensure that all the challenges, healthcare needs, you know, this area, Joburton, actually the police station here caters not only for Joburton, but the Kanana and Manzil Park that we visited earlier. We've seen the need that has been mentioned there, that without a proper police station in Kanana, this Joburton police station cannot cope with the level of criminality. But let's see, while we're here at the healthcare center, walking about with the president for the official opening. So we're just going to sprint quickly. We're going to
thank you for bringing us those visuals. And like she says, it's live television. And the security is always tight when a president is on the move. Sentling, if you can hear me, we did see him in conversation. In the meantime, can you tell us what sort of reception he received? Because we saw supporters were there, we've heard that song being sung, but many people raising concerns about the governing party, what it's doing. Do you feel the support on the ground for the president? Tell us a bit about the turnout today.
Absolutely. Quite a number of people flocked to the stadium in Manzo Park, making sure that they are also going to hear not only the president's address, but also have their concerns heard. We saw just before the president arrived, as some of the community members were actually trying to work their way into the event and pressure security to allow them to get in. But that situation was soon resolved, and the tension there was quickly dissipated. But now the president has gone into a closed building. I believe that these are the power supply infrastructure of this medical center. We see there, I don't know if you can see very well, but there seems to be a generator. This is how this medical center is going to be powered as time goes on. Remember that this is a multi-million rand healthcare center that is going to bring much needed assistance to this area. Mining communities, as we know them, have quite a major challenge when you look at the levels of TB infections, the levels of HIV infections. So it makes it quite pointed that we have this type of healthcare center in this area to address the service delivery or healthcare needs of the community. We've been requested now to shift from this area and make our way to where the official ribbon cutting will be, and we're going to have a shot of the president doing that ceremonial ribbon cutting and handing over this healthcare center to the community that is in much need of such services.
All right, thank you, Sentling. We'll cross back to you when that happens. Thank you for giving us those moving visuals. A healthcare centre being opened, so the president's still on the ground after addressing those residents earlier in Klerksdorp in the Northwest Province.